So guys, I want to talk about the Joytech Exceed Edge. It actually looks really cool. I like the look of it, sleek. It's very reliable, and you never get any spit back with this. And that would be about as far as I can go about the good things. Everything else about it is more annoying than bad, but everything about this thing winds up annoying you. I'll get nitpicky in the beginning. The charging deck back here is on the bottom. I mean, they could have made it flat so you can stand it up, but that's just nitpicky. The button's an issue. This whole thing from down here to up here is a button. So every single time you put it in your pocket, and you're wearing jeans or something like that, and you squat down, the button pushes down. You go to pick something up, the button pushes down. My daughter, she comes over and sits on my lap, the button goes off. The button is constantly going off. So basically, every single time that you put it in your pocket, you have to shut it off. To turn it on, you press the button 5 times, and it doesn't always shut it off, and it always doesn't turn it on. So you hit the button, and you got to make sure that pressing it 5 times works. The airflow on this is not really meant for me. I'm a mouth to lung hitter. So there's a lot more airflow on this than what I like to use, which is, it's just preference. So if you're a straight lung hitter, I'm sure it'll be fine. The coil that this thing uses is a 1.2, which is a little bit smoother than the 1.0, especially if you're using salt nicks. But there is no throat hit whatsoever, which I like to get the throat hit on this. If you don't know what a throat hit is, in my past videos, I explained it. I'll explain it again. If you were a smoker, and let's say you smoke Marlboros or Newports or something like that, and you borrow someone else's cigarettes, and they smoke lights, and then you take a drag off of it, and then it feels like you're just smoking air. Your cigarette would have the throat hit. Theirs would not throat hit. All right, so this has none. The power on this is not very strong. I'm using the same nicotine I was using in my Breeze 2, and I found that I wasn't getting enough nicotine with this thing, and I'm dragging all day, like just trying to get satisfied, and I could never get satisfied with this. Now, how much fluid you put in here, or liquid, is not very much. So I know with the coils, they burn more liquid than with the pod systems, but this thing was ridiculous. I mean, going out for a few hours, you're going to need to carry liquid with you. No matter where you go, you wind up running out. The battery on this, sometimes I was charging this thing twice a day. So, and I think that had to do with me, vaping a lot with it because I couldn't get ever satisfied. Another thing is that I realized the first couple days is that when you hit the button, it doesn't actually start right away. So I actually timed it. When I take a hit, I do mouth to lung. I don't take big drags, so my drag is like 2 to 2.5 seconds. This right here, when you hit the button, it doesn't actually start till almost a second, and then it starts going. So the first couple of days I'm hitting it, there's barely any vape coming out or anything like that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll put it up to my ear, and you should be able to hear it. Okay? So that's almost a second hit. So I hit it, I press the button, I start dragging, and next thing you know, almost a second later, it starts hitting. So basically what you have to do is that you hit the button, you wait for it to start, and then start your drag, which is annoying. So overall, this is I really wanted this to work. I really liked it. I liked the whole design and how it looked and everything. But I like Joytech, but it's just too annoying for me. I'm not going to use this anymore. The next one I'm going to try is the Aspire. This is the first mod, actual real mod that you can control anything that I'm going to get since I quit smoking. This is the Nautilus 2 tank with the Leaf eye stick. Trying this out, and it comes with a .7 coil and a 1.8. Right now I'm using the .7 coil, and then I'm going to try the 1.8. And I'm really interested to see how Salt Nicks work in this, because right now I'm not using Salt Nicks with the .7. Subscribe to the channel. This is Johnny's Tips and Tricks, and if this helped you out, hit the like button. That helps me out, and I hope this helps.